Those are some mighty beautiful color chord variations on E minor. Let's discover them together today. Welcome back to the Chord Lab, where we unpack chord formulas and learn why they work the way they do. I'm David Harsh with Guitar Success for You, and I'm joined once again by my mad scientist alter ego, Dr. Dave. In this video, we're going to accelerate the pace from a simple open chord to some pretty unique variations that are still accessible and that all sound great. Is an E minor chord a good chord? Yes. Can it be improved upon? Also, yes. At a certain point, after you've gotten some open chords under your fingers, you might be wondering, is there more? And there usually is. Knowledge is power, and it can help you unlock your fretboard in a way that playing by shape might not. Stick around, because in addition to these 4 beautiful open E minor based chords, I've got one way up the neck that is absolutely gorgeous. Starting with an E minor chord, we're going to expand upon it today, adding some degrees that enhance the sound of this chord. I created a YouTube short about this subject and I got a really good response, so I wanted to go deeper. Let's start with E minor, which you probably know. The notes are E, B, E, G, B, and E. The 3 notes that make up the chord are E, G, and B, a standard 3-note minor triad. We have 3 roots in this voicing, E, E, and E, and we have 1 minor third, G. And we have 2 fifths, B and B, so the degrees are root, fifth, root, minor third, fifth, and root. It's a good start, and for some beginning guitarists, it's a great place to stay for a while. But let's try adding some additional notes to enhance this chord. The first degree we'll add is the minor 7. It's the 7th degree in the E natural minor scale, which is D. We can walk it up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this D on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string gives us the definitive chord degree that makes this a minor 7 chord. So the notes are now E, B, E, G, D, and E. And the degrees are root, fifth, root, minor third, minor 7th, and root. You can finger this with a 3rd finger or the 4th finger. That's one version of an E minor 7 I like, but I also like to add a G on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, which gives us another minor third up top. So this voicing is E, B, E, G, D, G, with root, fifth, root, minor third, minor 7th, and minor 3rd. The thing I like about this voicing is that it allows me to anchor my fingers in such a way that the keys of E minor and G major feel very intuitive, like this. So those are some voicings of an E minor 7. And although there are other versions, those are the ones I prefer. Let's now move on to an E minor add 9. This is where we add the 9th degree, the F sharp, to an E minor chord. How do we find the add 9, the F sharp? I like to place it on the 4th fret of the 4th string. We can walk up to it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why is it called an add 9 and not a 2? Because the minor third is still in the chord. If the 3rd was gone, we would have a different formula. Listen to the way the F sharp and the G sort of collide together on their own. But if we play the whole chord in context, that dissonance is appropriate to the chord. It works. So the notes are E, B, F sharp, G, B, and E, with degrees root, fifth, 9th, minor 3rd, 5th, and root. The E minor add 9. Nice, right? Now let's combine the elements of the last two chords into the E minor 9. We'll place the minor 7 back on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string with D again, and we'll add the 9 on the 4th fret of the 4th string with F sharp. So the notes are E, B, F sharp, G, D, and E. The degrees are root, 5th, 9th, minor 3rd, minor 7th, and root. The E minor 9. One of my personal favorite variations on E minor. We don't have to list the minor 7 because the 9 implies the presence of a minor 7. But can we take this a step further? Sure. Before we do, if you're getting value from this video, please drop a constructive comment, like this vid, share it, or subscribe to our channel. We hope you're getting blessed today, and we want to bless more people. Doing things like what I just suggested helps make this possible. Okay, time for the next level. We can play an E minor 11 by including the A way up top on the 5th fret of the 1st string. So we still have the minor 7, we still have the 9, but now we have the 11, which is like the 4th, but above the octave. So why is this an 11 and not a 4? Because again, the 3rd is still present. Let's walk up to the 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now we have the notes E, B, F sharp, G, D, and A. The degrees are root, 5th, 9th, minor 3rd, minor 7th, and 11th. The E minor 11. When I featured this chord in my YouTube short, one person commented that their fingers weren't long enough to accomplish this like they wanted to. But as I was responding to the comment, I came up with an idea. Place the capo on the 5th fret to allow for frets being a little closer together. And of course, this is an A minor 11, but it will allow you to enjoy the chord, right? So let's go back to the E minor 11 again, just so we can enjoy hearing it one more time. Now let's contrast this E minor 11 with our E minor chord so we can hear how far we've come. Here's the simple, good, but perhaps less colorful E minor chord. And here's the E minor 11. The difference is significant, right? Pro tip, if you're going to play some of these chords, they sound good when you strum them, but they sound great when you fingerpick them. Here's an excerpt from one of my songs that starts with the E minor 11. You're still here? What about an experimental E minor chord I stumbled upon while playing a totally different instrument? Sure, why not? I also play the hammered dulcimer, the definitive percussion instrument in my opinion, and the chord I wove into one of my songs sounded like this. Well, we've got to try that on the guitar, right? This one necessitates a higher position if we want all those tasty notes. So I start on the 7th fret of the 5th string with the E, then the 10th fret of the 4th string with the C, then I have the barred D on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, then I fret the G on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, and lastly I have my finger barring across the strings and I can claim the B on the 7th fret of the 1st string. So the frets, starting from string 5 and going up, are 7, 10, 7, 8, 7. And if you want to make it sound bassier, you can include the low open 6th string E, thereby technically making it an open chord. This chord is one I analyze as an E minor flat 13. The notes again are E, E, C, D, G, and B. The degrees are root, root, flat 13, minor 7th, minor 3rd, and 5th. So again, I analyze this chord as an E minor flat 13, and although it could be analyzed differently in different contexts, I don't want to muddy the waters at this point. beautiful chord. So those are some formulas for some pretty sweet E minor chord variations here in the Chord Lab. Which of these chords was your favorite today? E minor? E minor 7? E minor add 9? E minor 9? E minor 11? Or E minor flat 13? Leave an answer in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.